up, guys? Welcome back to Great Fire Podcast. I'm your host, Trey Bate, a.k.a. Trey Bate Knows Boxing.
And I'm Willie Mack.
All right, guys. So let's talk about this for a little bit. LA traffic. I hate it. I wish I had a horse with wings. Simple as that. So I could just fly straight through traffic. But on a serious note, I'm thinking about it. Santa Monica has this thing called the Bird. It's like a scooter. It's not like a scooter. It's actually a scooter. And I guess you have to go online to purchase it or something like that. There's a code that you have to. It's like a square code. I forgot what they call it, but it's like that. What is it called again? The square code thing, like you scan it on your phone and.
Damn.
What's it called? Like the new age barcode thingy.
Yeah, I would say scanners.
Yeah, well, the scanner thing. So you have to scan the code. So the thing is, you put money on a certain account online or through an app, and then you go to that Bird thing. It's an electric scooter. You go over it, you scan it, and it allows you to drive it for a certain amount of miles or how far you want to go.
So that scanner pretty much tells the scooter how many miles it wants to go, or how does that work?
It just allows you to drive that scooter. For the most part, as far as transportation. I think that's unique as hell. Like, it reminds you like it's the Jetsons or Jefferson? No,
Jetsons.
the Jetsons. Jefferson's a whole nother.
They was old people.
Jefferson's 9. He's bald head on a damn scooter. But, it's like the Jetsons. So it's like, it's funny because they started to call Santa Monica or that area Silicon Beach now because, technology's starting to move over there. A lot of innovation, a lot of innovative things are happening around that whole city. But what did that Bird thing? I don't know if you guys definitely look it up. Look it up on Instagram or YouTube. More than likely they're going to show that. But it's fairly unique, and I think if LA, I'm sure that it's going to expand some way somehow. But if LA was to, or even Culver City was to attain that type of system, it really does help. It really does help. I mean, you can use it in the bike lane. You can use it on the sidewalk due to the fact that it's a scooter. It's fast, too. I think it goes about like 15 miles per hour or something like that. But I see people chopping down the road on Lincoln. I mean, it's kind of like a downhill slope, chopping down.
Put the turbo in that thing.
No, but it's super convenient. I wish I'm sure LA is going to adapt it some way, somehow. I mean, it'd change everything overall. Because you remember I was thinking about buying a moped. I know you already got one.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about buying one because it is convenient. I mean, you will get through a little bit faster, especially with me working in Santa Monica and Brentwood at nighttime. I'm going home at the time when everybody's going home. So, it's just the freeways are saturated.
And it doesn't take as much gas. I think it's like $5 to fill a week.
Yeah. And think about it. For most tanks, it goes about like 100 miles before the tank actually empties out.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane stuff. Man. So, guys, last time we left you with a statement and a question. So the statement was, if we can't do business, we can't be friends. And the question was, what does that mean to you guys? So now we're going to start off by telling you guys what it means to us. So if we can't do business, we can't be friends. For me, it all comes down to energy, ambition, drive, intellect, respect, and loyalty. I'm at a point in my life where I'm focused on a specific goal. And if you're going to be around me, there must be a purpose. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. That's just what it is. Plain and simple. I'm sure Will could definitely add on to that.
Man, yeah. Exactly. And what made me really understand this topic a lot more was I saw a video by Issa Rae, and she explains how brokenness can fuel creativity. Uh-huh. And so pretty much what that means is you don't have all the resources in the world. The only person you got is yourself. And that allows you to not only try not to network up, don't try to look for the Steve Harveys of the world or the Joe Rogans in the world. Or Oprah. Look side to side because you might have somebody that's just as hungry as you are, that's been down the same path as you've been, and that's in the same trenches with you.
Absolutely.
So, you put all these creative mindsets together, you can create something really, really, really big. So pretty much bring her up. That's pretty much what we're doing. I couldn't do this show with anybody that I can't trust on the air or don't have the same hungry mindset as me. Like, if we're coming on here because, he just reminded me, let me go, then I can't work with you. Yeah. You need to have the ambitions, that drive to say, you know what, by hook, by crook, rain or snow, I'm going to do my thing. Even if I don't get paid for it, you need to show that you're not scared to fail, because I've always heard that you can't be successful if you're not afraid to fail.
I mean, you can't be successful if you don't try.
If you don't try.
That's number one. And the thing is, one thing just to add on to that, consistency is everything I'm starting to notice. So let's say consistency, it at least creates a numbers game. So let's say if you're not quite doing the right things, let's say you have, let's create an example through music. You might have a certain type of music you created, your own genre. People might not be feeling it initially, but let's say you do about 200 songs with the same type of style of music. Eventually, just the numbers game, just playing the numbers or just the consistency is something that will or could create awareness of that song, and then it make it blow up maybe years later. It's just like, I think I sent you, I'm sure you've seen it before, or I might have sent it to you and a couple of people, but there was a meme on Instagram which stated pretty much, it was something along the lines of, you could be working as hard as you can for 4 years, and then that 5th year, things explode. So that's kind of an example of what I'm talking about when it comes down to consistency. I mean, just in life right now, like I literally work 7 days a week by choice, and I actually love it. I really do, because I'm doing what I love to do every single day. Waking up is not a hassle for me. Sometimes I am a little bit tired, but for the most part, I'm waking up and it's like, you know what? I'm about to go enjoy myself. I'm about to have fun. I'm about to change somebody's life, Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing.
That's what it's all about. And, and speaking of, like, say what I was saying earlier about, learn how to network with people around you, that don't just mean pick any old body that's not doing nothing, because we know friends that we went to school with, people that we grew up with, people that we used to work with that are complacent, and they enjoy being stagnant, or they may not enjoy it, but they just so used to it, they don't want to do anything about it, or they're in denial that they're being stagnant, that they'll just admit, like, I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing. Man, you've been doing the same thing for 10 to 15 years. No growth, no promotion, no retirement plan, no nothing. Yeah. So it's like, why would I work with somebody that's want to stay here? I'm trying to get to here, I'm trying to get to the owners of the world, the Vince McMahons of the world, the Dana Whites of the world. I don't want to be a fighter. I want to be able to run things. Management-wise, I don't want to work with nobody. I want to pretty much have somebody work for me.
Yeah.
And have a partner that's willing to have the same mindset. So all in all, man, if we can't do business, we can't be friends. And I'm cool with a lot of people. Yeah. We could be cool. It's the difference between being cool with somebody, being homies with somebody, being friends with somebody. So if you could break down those three and define those three terms, you know exactly who the person around you stands where in your life, pretty much.
For me, this is what it is for me. It's either family or associates.
Easy.
That's it.
Easy.
Family or is no such thing, because the term friends or friend has been tossed around and flipped around, and it's been given so many different definitions that I don't even know what that means anymore. I don't know what that means anymore. And especially just watching just from the outside, you see how some people who claim that they're best friends or friends with somebody else, how they treat these people behind the scenes. It's it's insane. It's just not right. But they call them their friends because of, I don't know, I mean, some narcissistic thoughts that come in their heads. Just I guess they treat them, or they call them a friend just to have somebody around,
Exactly. That's why I hate the term BFFs. I say that. I call somebody BFF because I'm being fake. I don't even know what a BFF means. Hey, that's my BFF right there. That's fake. I'm not a BFF with nobody. I mean, I got a couple of cool friends around that I'm close with, but I don't use the word BFF, best friend forever. I don't know what the hell forever means. We don't know what forever means. Our time could be up at any second. Nothing's forever. So that's how I treat friendships. But if there's people that, you could trust from here on out, I'm willing to work with them. I always say this. You can't call somebody a friend if y'all don't have disagreements.
True.
I've always hated to be around people that were yes men. If I do something wrong, like let's say, for instance, I have friends that will tell me, I'll tell them my story about me and my lady, yada, yada, yada. They'll be like, yeah, well, you right. I don't want to know. I don't want to be told I'm right. Let me know why I'm right. And if you can't tell me why I'm right, then you're being fake. You're being faker than press on else.
I mean, in a sense, it's kind of like you want to be able to learn from everybody that you're around. And that's the kind of thing about me. It's not about if I'm better than you, you better than me. It's like the mindsets connect. Are you consistent? I mean, it's a lot of elements. It's a lot of elements that comes to that. But it's like, for me, as far as just people, I don't just want to be around just anybody, because, I mean, it's an energy thing. I want to be around somebody who can help me succeed in life or proceed forward in life. It was a saying that LL Cool J, it stuck with me forever. And I actually saw, it was an episode of something. He was on some show. But he said, you want to surround yourself with people who, I'm just going to say better, who are better than you, for lack of better words. I think he said something he used another term. But you want to surround yourself with people who are doing better than you. Due to the fact that, if you think about it from an energy perspective, if that's high energy, you want to be around that so you can absorb some of that and you can move forward. For example, just with me, like for the past 6 months, like my environment has changed drastically. So with that, I think I'm a living example when it comes down to that.
Easy.
I'm around people who have the same energy, if not higher energy than I do, and it's helped me to proceed forward. And literally that's how Gray Fire kind of developed,
Pretty much. And, I was telling my little brother this, he's about 11 years younger than me, that, the cliques that you had in high school, it might have been 20 of you guys. Y'all probably was cooler than ice.
Yeah.
I promise you, once you guys leave high school and you guys enter your 20s, you guys are all going to split up because you guys got to live your own lives.
Different interests.
You ain't going to notice, hey, man, this cat ain't doing nothing. This guy pushing carts at Target and enjoying it. And he doesn't want to do anything more than that. I'm not saying just friend him.
Yeah, you could do that. Like at a young age, just coming out of high school. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. But if you're like, say 35,
and that's all you want to do.
Yeah, different circumstances, apply, of course. Things happen.
Something happened. That's the only exception if something happened.
Yeah, but if you're just completely stagnant, you want to stay there, you're complacent, and you're just comfortable being at the lowest level. That's, that's your choice. That's perfectly fine.
Man, you know how many people we stopped talking to from high school because of like their lack of motivation and their pursuit of non-happiness.
Yeah, it's draining.
Crazy.
It's draining even watching these people, or even let's say you try to encourage them to do better or to do well, and they're ignoring you. And you genuinely want to see them do better or come along with you, but it's just mindsets just don't quite come together when it comes down to that.
Exactly. Like, it was cool hanging out in the streets with the quote-unquote homies and stuff when you're 18, 19. But if you're still doing that, and we're at this age right now at 31, then there's no growth. I'm hanging out with people that, like you said, Trey Bate, that's draining my energy. Like, yeah. I need that energy. I'm getting older.
Exactly. There's not much to go around, especially when you're as busy as we are. It's not much to go around, and you have to kind of conserve that energy in a sense.
Yeah, man. And like I said, it's 24 hours in a day. Let me give you an example of what I got going. It's 24 hours in a day. I'm up 19 to 20 of those hours. So you really think I want to like hear about my homie like robbing a liquor store, or hearing about the homie just chilling on the block, or hear about the homie that just getting drunk and just partying every day? Like, I ain't got time to hear that. That's draining for me. I'm not even in the car. I'm not even partying with you. You got me tired listening to your story. But if if it's not about, man, Will, like, I'm about to make this money, this $1 million tomorrow, man, I got this real estate project, yada, 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 then it's like, I'm going to hit the ignore button. I might block you, man, because I don't want none of that negative energy right now. That's not what I'm going for right now. My life and success is on the ladder, and it's going up. And I always said this, before I end this, I have to be better than the William than I was yesterday. If William from yesterday is better than the William of today, I done relapsed and I failed because I took a step back. William from yesterday is better than William of today, which sucks. I wouldn't want to be that William of yesterday, because that means I'm not growing whatsoever.
Yeah, speaking of growth, you know what's so funny? Just thinking about this whole subject, do you guys realize that majority of us, men and women, we have to start thinking about retirement literally within our late 20s. So the thing is, the basic form of retirement, or the standard or uniform style of retirement or form of retirement, it's not sufficient. It is not sufficient unless you're literally by yourself completely. But if you have a family or even a wife, that form of retirement is not, like I said, it's not sufficient. What's happening now, we're in my opinion, we're in the age of innovation, to where opportunities come within, a mistake could be an opportunity. Just like, of course, like what we see with the whole internet boom or whatnot, somebody could do something so stupid and blow up and actually come up off of that. What's this guy's name?
We've seen a few of them on YouTube.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, I can't
became
quite
a millionaire
remember.
because of being stupid.
Yeah, just being quite silly, just doing. Then you have some people who are just being them, which is pretty damn nice. Just genuinely being them. People gravitate towards that, and then they explode from that. Like, for example, what's that guy's name? At Mr. _ Hotspot, the dude that does that. Yeah.
Oh, they've seen on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. He does all this other stuff. Do it like that. There we go. That's that dude. Yeah, but like he's like his whole thing. He's naturally being him, but the way that he motivates the world, just being positive and just being kind and reminding people to smile. A lot of people have hard days and they go to his page or to see it down the timeline. He's one of the guys I actually have down my timeline, and he's so positive and his energy is so. Like, he just has a light. He beams. And that, you can absorb that energy through your telephone, which is insane. So it's a lot of times where you just, like, you probably have, like, a rough day. And it doesn't have to be devastating, but, just a long, tired day. You look at that, then you just smile. It's like, you know what? I'm going to have a good night. So that's pretty damn cool. So we're in the age of innovation. So I guess as far as advice, if I were to give any, I mean, even if it's a hobby, even if it's something that you might not think may be lucrative, create something for yourself to where you can stay busy. I mean, watching TV and just doing all that basic stuff, you got to understand that's old. That's old. You don't want to do nothing that's old because what's old doesn't necessarily work. Not everything that's old, but I'll say majority of things that are old, they don't work. That's why new things come along. New inventions, new patents, new whatever the case might be. So, I mean, even just being creative, like I said, being yourself is a way to... You can profit off of being yourself, which is really nice. People do vlogs. People do to where you're following them around. They're going to Wingstop. They're changing their baby, all this other stuff. And people are interested in that. They would sit at home or they'll come home and actually anticipate that episode to be there, which is something that we want. To where you can actually come home and that can kind of create somewhat of a level of comfort. Or it's a form of, kind of keeping things together. I mean, that's very, very important. And that's only literally, in a sense, a click away.
Exactly, man. I mean, geez. I wish YouTube was around when we was freshmen in high school,
that's
man.
True.
I think we would have been like, I don't want to brag, but because of our intellect and our innovative mindset, if we would have had a YouTube back then, I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Salary-wise, I'm not even bull. We could have been like up there, 6 figures easily.
Big time.
At 20 because we'll see something and we'll apply it to ourselves and we'll implement it in our own style.
Exactly.
So where it doesn't like we copy, we just took a little bit of samples from everybody and we pretty much came up with something that was unique enough. And remember, a lot of things that happened today, it was nowhere near taking place in 2004.
Nowhere.
So imagine that we would have done that. And that's what I think of today. I want to roll and work with people that has that next level of thought.
Yeah.
If you have this level of thought, we cool. Again, I'm not an a-hole to approach, hey, what's up? How you doing? That's me personally. But as far as like, hey, man, let's go shoot some hoops tomorrow or let's go to dinner tomorrow. Like, that's not me unless it's about business, which goes to this topic of the show. If it's not business, we can't be friends. And that's the term of friend, man. Friend is somebody that you could tell everything to each other. You're not afraid to go against what that person is saying. You're not afraid to express your opinions. Like, it's times where, Trey Bay don't agree with what I do because it's not too bright sometimes. And I'll get mad like, man, why is he keep it But you know what? If I don't sit back and be quiet, I'm never going to learn. That's and true. Be opening my mouth and disagreeing all the damn time, I'm being in denial to myself. So,
and sometimes even like, with both of us, sometimes you sit back and think, it's like, damn, like he was right.
He was right.
And the thing is, you appreciate that because it's like, damn, if I didn't have that discussion or that conversation with him and for him to be honest and actually critiquing my situation, whether it be something I went through before and like let you know an example, hey, this is what happened to me, be careful of this. It may be somewhat disappointing because, your initial thoughts, your initial, what's the word? I guess the initial expectancy that what you expected to happen may not happen.
Exactly.
So just that, but at the same time, you're happy because in the long run or even in the short run, it could have been something that would have
worse.
Yeah, that would have been worse or would have turned out fairly bad.
Yeah, easily with breakups with women or jobs or whatever, And that goes back to what I was saying. I don't want a yes man around me or yes woman around me. I don't want none of that yes people around me. Don't agree with me if you don't have a logic reason to agree with me.
That's true.
You know, you got to go against the grain with me because I'm stubborn. I'm hard-headed. I really am. I think it's my big old head. I'm not sure, but I'm very stubborn. So you really got to like curse me out for me to really understand. And I always tell them the next day, like, hey, Trey, babe, bro, you was right, man. I shouldn't even done that, man.
I mean, it's all a learning process.
It's a learning process.
It's all a learning process. And that's the thing about it.
And that's what something you can't be afraid of. You can't be afraid to say, you know what, this is a learning process. Let me take a step back. That's the only time you get to take a step back. Let me take a step back so I can leap forward and kind of leave that behind a lot further and move on with whatever it is I'm trying to do in the future, you know?
And with that being said, just thinking about it, I've noticed women have more of a support system than men do.
Big time.
Especially when it comes down to, let's just use breakups for an example, you know, because that's probably the best example. When a guy breaks up, he doesn't have many people to talk to. He does not. So as far as referring, this is why, okay, let's say like as far as divorces, there was a statistic out there that said 51% of men who get divorced commit suicide. That's pretty devastating, bro. That's insane. If in fact that's true. So what happened to the women that they were married to? Did they, you know, kill themselves too or commit suicide? No, they didn't. So I believe this, and I mean, you guys definitely chime in on this, you know, definitely get in those comments and let us know your experiences or just chop it up. Let's talk about this. But as far as the support system, I would say females have a better support system than males do. I could say some males, and I don't want to sound like normal, or I don't want to sound like everybody else, but I mean, just for males, I mean, for the most part, some males feel like showing some type of empathy, it makes them look weak or it makes them look soft. Instead of, I mean, if that's your brother, you know, if that's your brother, I mean, that should be, you should be comfortable at least expressing yourself to someone. You don't have to cry and weep and all that, but if something happened, you know, you should be comfortable enough to tell somebody, or let's say your bro, and then his response should be like, hey, let's not just, let's go drink, let's go get some hoes. No, it shouldn't be that. It should be more of like, hey, let's try to figure out what happened. Because I mean, a lot of times this stuff, it's going to, it affects you later, or it will affect you later on. Let's say you do have a buddy that's like, hey, let's just go out and drink. Okay, temporarily, you know, you put a Band-Aid over it, but it's still bleeding. I mean, it has to be stitched. So, I mean, it takes time to stitch, and it takes time for that wound to heal. Yeah, I mean, I would again.
I agree with that guy. Yeah, that's real deep, man. And that's what I'm saying. I don't want to, you know, now, like I said, if, you know, we always joke, like, did she break your heart? I'll say, yeah. Most of the time, hey, I'll be telling the truth, like, yeah, she broke my heart, bro. She left me. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool because, you know what? If you hold that inside you, it's like a terminal illness. It's going to eat inside of you until there's nothing to be eaten. And you're going to be frail and looking pathetic. And so many things is going to stay inside your system that the next time you have another opportunity, whether it's dating or working, you're going to have that grief inside you. And you're not going to be able to give it your all because you never let most of that stuff out of you. So, you know, just got to learn how to be comfortable with yourself, your situation, and just say, you know what? Hey, admit it, and don't have to sugarcoat whatever it is you're going through. Again, we know friends that sugarcoat their life right now that's saying, oh, I'm cool. Oh, she doing her thing. I'm cool. No, you're not. You're not cool. Don't lie to yourself. You're not cool. She kind of surpassed you in certain things in life, and you're kind of trying to put a Band-Aid over that situation by saying you're cool. Stop that.
It's like not addressing an illness.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to grow and it's going to get bigger and bigger to the point to where it's something that you're going to have to reflect on, or you're going to have to go back to regardless. So let's say it might be something to where you didn't take care of it, let's say in your mid-20s, or you didn't take care of your emotions or focus on yourself. Let's say you went straight to the rebound stage and kept on doing that and kept getting in relationships over and over and over. So we're talking about in terms of like breaking up or whatnot. Let's say you continue to do that and you never took time to heal. Because, I mean, it happens. It's an emotional or in some way spiritual wound. So you want to make sure that you take care of that before you move forward. Let's say you don't, you allow all these other people to get into your life. Or let's say you start dating other people, the wound gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you're dating those people, because some of those people, I'll say majority, if you're not right, the majority of people that you're going to meet or date are not going to be right. The energy is going to transpire for sure. So I mean, when it comes down to that, that's pretty. I don't know what's happening to me today.
Your brain's
I'm forgetting my thoughts. No, but that's just probably because I got so many different things on my mind right now as far as that. But now I would definitely say, yeah, we got to. But no, that's cool. But let's talk about something for a second. Kobe Bean Bryant.
My idol.
Kobe Bean Bryant. What influence has Kobe had on you? Because, not recently, very soon he's going to be retiring his numbers with an S. So he will be the first player to retire 2 numbers at one time, which, of course, he played, initially he played as number 8, and then he switched it over to number 24. So he will be retiring both of those numbers in the month of, what is he going to be doing it?
Man, by the time we hear this, it already happened. But it's definitely going down right before Christmas, though. It definitely happened before Christmas, week before Christmas.
Yeah, but you remember, the thing is, we went to high school in downtown. Mm-hmm. So luckily we were part of, was it 3?
We went to, let me see.
I know
the first
for sure
one we was
2.
in middle school. The first 3, the 3P, the first one we were still in middle school. So that we went to the second one and the third one.
The
we went
second
to the
and
third
third.
one.
Yeah. So we went to school downtown. So the thing about it, of course, downtown Staples Center, nothing but maybe about 2 2 miles away from the Staples Center, about 2.5. Mm-hmm. So we actually it's a bridge on 3rd and Figueroa.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
That's the street.
It's a bridge. It should still be there. I don't know why it wouldn't be there. But it's a bridge that's crossing, building to building. It's kind of like the business area, business district. So we used to literally sit on that same bridge, and Kobe used to come by in that, I guess we'll call it a bus. So he used to come out in that bus, and he was always damn in the same spot. It was insane. I think that's one of the biggest events that I will always remember, and I even be able to tell my kids, when the Lakers won, and just Kobe Bryant, how great he was, how much of a influence that he was in our life. I mean, literally, you remember we standing on that same bridge, and he used to look us dead in our eyes and wave at us or whatnot. He threw a horn at PR.
PR still got a busted eye.
Nah, that didn't happen. No, but I mean, it was super. I mean, the type of influence. I mean, Mamba mentality, Mamba mode, even up until today, when I'm not feeling like myself, and I kind of feel like not necessarily doing certain things or even getting up or doing something like that. I mean, it's very rare, but when that happens, I always remind myself, Mamba mode, Mamba mentality. Literally, I say both of those. And for people who know me, I kind of use that, just to kind of keep things up, in their minds as well. I'll probably say that to somebody under a post on Instagram or whatnot. But he's had a great influence on me even up until today. And I think it'll be for life. I mean, this is one of the guys that, when he went through that whole Colorado situation, he would fly all the way back to California, even though it was a court case the next morning or something like that, or the next day. He would fly all the way back to California or to LA specifically, play a game, and then fly back to Colorado to handle that case. I mean, that back then, even I was a lot younger, I totally understood that mentality was something special. It was just different. He was more than hungry.
Yeah, buddy. And it's funny, we didn't even really think about it until we got older. Damn, that dude had the balls to, Trey Bates said, fly from. It was actually twice where he had to go to court in the morning and then come play basketball at night.
And that night, I remember that.
And he had a game winner that night, which is crazy. I gotta put my head down because it's
you're about to cry.
I'm thinking about it, man. It's unbelievable because, like I said, he was an influence on Trey Bate, and like I said, Kobe meant the world to me because I mean, one of my bedrooms, I still got old posters of Kobe in one of my bedrooms. So with the afro, man, just his mindset of blocking out outside distractions, and being able to do work,
his focus.
I mean, it really helped me because I had family issues to where I wasn't really mentally myself, but I had to go to work.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm supposed to do. And whatever it is I got going on at home, I could take care of it when I get home. I never used no excuses of why I couldn't work or anything like that. I just came with the same mindset. I might have down times, but you know what? What would Kobe do? What would the Mamba do?
Exactly. And that's, believe it or not, that's the same thing that I will always say. What would Kobe do?
What would Kobe do?
When I'm feeling my weakest, what would Kobe do? It's a dude that, I mean, didn't he play a game with he had like the flu or something like that?
Man,
he was severely ill.
Sick, yeah.
And he got up and did they win that game more than likely?
I think they did. I got to look at the stats, but I think they did. And remember, man, before he tore his Achilles, I'm sure you probably seen the highlights on YouTube. He tore his Achilles. Came back to the free throw line, shot his free throws, and left the game. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All the injuries that this guy accumulated. A lot of people don't give him credit for playing with injuries. And I'm going to name some that some people may not know because I follow this cat like every day. The dude kind of like hurt his shoulder, kind of like a small, slight tear of the rotator cuff.
Yeah.
Where that's his shooting arm. He literally practiced playing basketball with his left hand and started shooting with his left hand. The doctor said he should have been gone for maybe a few weeks or whatever. That fool came back in like 2 nights.
Yeah.
Playing with his left arm. Playing with 3 broken fingers, missing fingers. Like he doesn't have, he can't even do the West Side, man. It's like it's out of control, bro. Like, but he still can make a bucket. Like Kobe, dog. What's in the system, bro? What's in the system? And that just relates to just his mindset. I mean, look at the players that follow him now. They're in Mamba mode right now. Kyrie Irving. I mean, Irving said, you know what, LeBron, you cool, you my dude, but I got to go Mamba mode. I need to be a leader of my team. I don't want to be the little brother. Let me be the big brother. That right there, a lot of people ridiculed my boy for leaving. But once he made that transition, man, bro, I don't know if you know, he's leading his new team as far as having the #1 record in that East Coast Conference.
I didn't even know.
You know, yeah, which is crazy. Like, he literally took Kobe's words with him to a whole new team and balling that, you know what, out, which, man,
I mean,
Kobe Bryant,
Kobe has affected everybody. The thing about it is that as great as his accolades are within boxing within basketball, all of his accomplishments are great. And they're record-breaking accomplishments. His mentality superseded that, which is very few people where their mindset or their mentality superseded their physical abilities. And the thing is I'm not comparing myself to Kobe, but when I think about myself, and even I've heard this with other people, it's like my knowledge supersedes my physical abilities. It really, really does. Like, I'm not as great as Floyd Mayweather or anything. Like, I'm not actively boxing anymore. But I mean, it's that mindset. It's that mindset. You have to be strong. You have to create a certain mindset to where you're completely driven. You know what you want. In a sense, the universe has to know that you know what you want. Otherwise, the universe can't respond and create those opportunities, or at least manifest that before you, in order for you to be able to create or build that opportunity for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, that's Kobe. Kobe was special. Mm-hmm. Kobe was special. Will we have another?
I don't think so. Maybe, but
maybe somebody
down the line.
Close.
Yeah, close enough. Mm-hmm.
It'll be maybe like another 15, 20 years before we see anything like that. Yeah. I mean, Kyrie, you know, he's a special basketball player.
Yeah, he's intellect, man. He's smart.
He was actually telling Kobe, like, when he was in like training camp or something like that, right?
That?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
that
like I could beat you and all that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the mentality that you want to have. Naturally, you want to have that mentality. It's like, just because I say I'm the best doesn't mean that you're not the best, or you can't say that. And it's funny how, like, even in life, like with me, I say that all the time. Now, I'm the best at what I do. I'm the best in the world. People take offense to that. I find that to be weird. For somebody to tell me that they're the best, that's perfectly fine. I'm with that. I am too. I'm going to say no. Well, I'm not going to even say no. I'm just going to say, oh, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm definitely the best. So the thing is, I mean, it's so funny how people get discouraged when somebody says that they're the best vocally. But I mean, I believe in speaking things into existence, even though, you know, but at the same time, you have to put hard work behind it. You have to dedicate yourself. You have to dominate. You have to dominate, you know?
Exactly, man. Like, why would you not call yourself the best? You want to walk into a building and say, well, I'm the third best here. You know, the other guy's better than me. I mean, not saying that you have to say I'm better than him, but you're the best. And, you know, if there's people that are better, still, you're the best. Like, never shortchange yourself because you're not at someone's level, because that right there is going to stop your growth. Oh, I'm not his level. Why you're not at his level? You might be different people, but what makes you any less or any more different than him? You are the best because that's who you are. You are the best. So
speaking of being the best, let me read a quote from Kobe Bryant. And this was like when he first got into the league when he was wearing number 8. So he says, coming into the league, you're literally headhunting everybody because you want to establish yourself. That's exactly how I feel in life. Not necessarily headhunting people, but if you want to be the best, you know it. I can't even explain the feeling.
Boom.
But you will do everything. You will do everything that you have to do to get to that point. To prove, not necessarily to prove to everybody, but it's more proving to yourself that this is who I am. Fulfilling that destiny. Literally fulfilling that destiny because you know you have to. It's one of those things to where it's like, it's in me regardless. So whether I want to or not, this has to happen. It's inevitable. Time is going to pass. This is going to happen, you know? So that's, I mean, the thing about it, and if you just reading that quote, I remember Kobe's mentality. I remember the haters. You remember the haters?
Man, when he was free from that trial, man, he got booed in every single arena.
Yeah.
Like, how do you play through that? But he did.
It's that focus. He didn't hear him. He didn't hear him. He had on the Beats by Dre before it even came out.
Before
he had on
Beats, he was
the hearing aid in the middle of the game.
Unbelievable.
But no, I mean it's just that. That's something. I mean, Kobe's a perfect example of what all men should be. He's as far as, like I said, the mindset. No matter what field that you're in, or no matter what specialty that you're in, or what no matter what you're special at, no matter what your craft is, you want to have that Mamba mentality. Whether you're an artist, basketball player, football player, you're a trainer, you're a teacher, firefighter, cop, you want to give it your all. If it is in fact your craft, your passion, you want to give it everything that you got. Because like I've mentioned before, you don't want to look back and question or even regret not trying. That's the number one thing. If you don't try, nothing is going to happen. If you don't start, don't expect things to happen in general.
Can't be afraid to fail. Cannot be afraid to fail.
You can't be afraid to fail because the thing is, in life, everything happens for a reason. And if everything happens for a reason, that means that there's a lesson behind everything that occurs. There's something you're supposed to learn. You may not quite understand it initially, but something does happen. There's something magical, mystical in these situations, you know?
Bro, whenever you're able to like build something from the ground up, even if you hit some roadblocks, if it comes out successful, man, my goodness, man, it's no better feeling than feeling like, you know what, I put everything into it and I'm finally reaping the benefits of it. That's one of the greatest feelings in the world. I mean, well, one of them.
I think even greater than that is being able to not only show people, but teach people what you did. Them. The ones who are interested, teach them to do what you did, you know? Mm-hmm. I think that's the best thing. Being able to become successful and teach people or creating, I mean, just mainly creating opportunities for others. Yeah. I'm really big on that. That's just naturally me.
So so pretty much, man, like we said, if we can't do business, can we be friends? If you don't have that mindset that we just illustrated between myself and Trey Bate, then I'm gonna be real. No, I can't be friends if we don't have that kind of mindset. I can't. Call me rude. Call me an a-hole. Hey, I only got one life to live. I came into this road by myself. I'm going to leave this road by myself.
I mean,
I'm not about to tag along with nobody.
That's a fact.
So,
that is a fact. So, guys, this has been another episode. As a matter of fact, it's episode number 8. The final episode of season number 1. Guys, stay tuned for season number 2. We about to hit your ass with all types of shit. Y'all better be ready, because oh, man, we'll tell them.
Pretty much.
Tell them.
We just gave y'all an introduction of ourselves for 8 seasons, for 8 episodes.
8 seasons.
Hey, you know what? We're going 8 years from now. You going to know it's 8 years later. Hey, that's old-ass Wooly right there.
Yeah, it's
That's old-ass Trey Bate. He's an old motherfucker. Ooh. He told me to tell you, and I'm not going to tell you no more. That's it.
Yeah,
be ready for season 2, though, for sure.
Get ready for season 2, guys. We're going to have... It's going to be filled with some amazing guests that, like we said, people that we can learn from, people that you guys can learn from. It's going to be extremely interesting, guys. Definitely tune in. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe now. You haven't followed us, make sure that you follow now. You haven't clicked that notification button. Click it now. All right? Get those alerts going. Make sure that you receive that alert via email, via text, to let you guys know that we are on live. So, guys, this has been another episode. of Great Fire Podcast. I'm your host, Trey Bate, a.k.a. Trey Bate Knows Boxing.
And I am Willie Mack.
We'll see you guys next season.